Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with a little Dougherty dozen reaction. I figured that I would go through some of their recent TikToks and we could do a good old TikTok reaction. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so we all know who the Dougherty dozen is. I've done many videos on my channel about Alicia and her problematic content. And it's not just Alicia, it's also her husband, Josh. But Alicia is clearly the one who runs their social media pages and is kind of behind the ideas of what to put out and what gets published and what doesn't get published. So that's why I do focus on her. Here's the thing. The difference between their TikTok and YouTube, I find to be an interesting point of discussion, because on YouTube is kind of where you can find the problematic stuff that like slips through the cracks. And on TikTok, it's such a short, precise video with very specific editing that you're not necessarily going to see the slip ups that we usually see caught on YouTube. So I find that to just be kind of interesting, but some of these I am going to have to mute the sound just because of the music, but I'm sure you guys know all about that. So let's get started. One thing before we get started is I wanted to highlight a comment that Auntie Lauren left on a YouTube video a few days ago. She said that she talks to Alicia. She either said, I talk to you often or I talk to you every morning at like 4:30 in the morning or something like that, because they were talking about Clockgate, which I've already covered. And I don't know if this is true. I'm not sure. But if Alicia is talking to Auntie Lauren every morning, no wonder the woman feels comfortable enough to send her face on a doll to Alicia's children. No wonder she feels comfortable enough to call herself an auntie to a family that she does not know. So Alicia, parasocial relationships are usually one-sided, but you are definitely nurturing and watering this relationship with Auntie Lauren. Now, I don't know if it's a conversation every day, but just the sheer amount of attention that she gives to this Auntie Lauren lady, you know, I don't want to blame Alicia, but she's definitely not going out of her way to protect her and her children when it comes to this woman that I think has a deep, weird obsession with not only Alicia, but also all of these children. And I find it so alarming that it almost makes me sick to my stomach. But this video is not about Lauren, so let's continue with the TikToks.
Here's what my 12 kids ate today. For breakfast, they had cinnamon roll overnight oats with oranges. For lunch, we tried Kylie Jenner.
I feel like she's really switching up what my kids eat in a day because of some of the negative criticism that people have been giving her. I see more fruit, I see more greens, I see less kind of fried foods and things like that. And it could just be me, but I do feel like I feel like I can say with confidence that Alicia knows about criticism. She obviously does. She's one of those that says she doesn't care about haters, trolls, everyone's just salty and sour. But then you see things like this where little tweaks are being made, and it's pretty clear that the change came from somewhere, and that's just my opinion.
Kylie Jenner ramen with salad and grapes. For snack, we got McDonald's and ate out by the pool.
A freaking snack is a McDonald's? That's like a full meal.
For dinner, we did make your own pizza night out on the deck with our pizza oven. And cheesecake for dessert.
Okay, that wasn't that bad. The McDonald's though for a snack I think is interesting. Having McDonald's for a snack is like kind of whoa, but what do I know? Alicia, for the love of God, why do your kids have to have these freaking lunch pails with their name so bright and bold on it? Why not just put their name on the inside of it or something like that? Like, I get that, like, you don't want lunch boxes to get stolen or anything like that, or put it on the back in like smaller letters. I don't know, just like having your kids walk around with their name on their jacket, their backpack, their lunch bag, to me, it's just, stop advertising all of this info about your kids. Okay, so that was just basically like her highlight reel from the month. And obviously they went to the beach. Looks like a lot of fun. We've already talked about all of that. When it comes to this idea of Alicia buying love, I want to talk about this because with her two, as she calls them, bonus kids, I have received an update that I confirmed that those kids will be staying with Alicia. I think that her buying them materialistic shit played into this, and I don't really want to get into a lot of the details right now. I might make another video. But when you're buying a child's admiration while also oversharing and exploiting their story, it's just toxic. To me, that's not what safety and security and bringing a child into a safe home looks like. That is what a money-hungry exploiter looks like. And that might be an unpopular opinion, but I do think that her buying these two kids a bunch of shit played into this decision, because to some people, because Alicia is buying them a bunch of shit, it looks like she's, quote, providing them with a better life, when materialistic stuff is not everything that a kid needs. A kid needs undivided attention, quality time, a safe place, their parents to not overshare, their parents to not blast their info all over social media. You know, buying your kid clothes and a bunch of toys and whatever it is that they point to and put in the cart at the store, that's not, to me, that is not what creates a solid parent-child relationship, no matter if that's a bio kid, adopted, kinship, foster, whatever. And that's where I'm going to leave it for now. But we'll see what else happens.
Here's what my 12 kids ate today. Breakfast was breakfast burritos with oranges. For lunch, I packed them a sandwich, yogurt, applesauce, Pirates Booty, and Capri Sun.
Why was there a disposable camera? Is she teaching her kids to take photos of other people without their consent? Is that one of the lessons that the Dougherty kids get raised with? You can just like take photos of anyone, film anyone, you don't need their consent, none of that matters. I hope not, but...
We grabbed donuts at Dunkin' on our way to horseback riding, and dinner was teriyaki chicken with pasta, broccoli, and Hawaiian rolls. Then we got a bunch of cheesecake from White Rabbit Dessert to celebrate Marissa's 13th birthday. Bon appetit! Happy birthday, Marissa!
All right, whatever. I mean, sometimes what the kids eat is decent, and then sometimes I just look at it and I'm like, that's a lot of stuff. I don't know. When I accidentally become a food vlogger with over 7 million followers across 6 verified platforms, you're not a food vlogger. You're just someone who's exploiting their kids, and you happen to have people who are praising you for doing the requirements of what a parent should do.
What on earth is going on in the House of Commons?
Do these kids ever drink water? That's kind of one of my questions that floats around in my head sometimes, because I always see the sodas and juices and not water. Do the kids drink water? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm an adult and I'm not the biggest fan of water, but growing up, I didn't really have a choice. Like, you drink water. If your parents tell you to drink water, you drink water. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just one of those kids that didn't grow up in a house that had 18 different sodas and a bunch of like Kool-Aid and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. Some of this stuff, like, I know that it's all just my perspective, but some of the food she makes just looks disgusting. Some of it looks good. So I don't want to rag on her too much, but some of this stuff is like, ugh. Like ginger ale floats. No. Ginger ale and ice cream is not a combination, my opinion.
Monday mini vlog.
Hi.
With James. We are checking out crumble cookies for the first time ever. What do you think we should order?
First of all, it's really confusing.
I know it is confusing. We're
Are you
confused.
supposed to put cookies and cream?
I don't know. We are so new.
I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's corn! A big corn that knobs. It has the juice.
So trying to get to 5 million followers and hoping Corn Talk will help us. So cringy. Alicia is so thirsty for this. Oh, we have X number of followers. We have this many million followers. We have X number of followers. Like you saw with the cooking video that cooking food vlog or whatever. She's one of those people who really likes to gloat about the number of people that follow her, and to do this and literally say that they're hoping to get to 5 million, to me just reminds me of what a clout chaser she is. And they do have 5 million followers, so there you go.
Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should know me well enough.
Cringe-tastic. That's boring. Boring.
Dietz and Watson. 1 pound of Dietz and Watson deli meat makes 8 sandwiches. That's value that stacks up and helps me make everyone's favorite sandwich.
Okay, so Dietz and Watson, I'm not a customer, but I will never buy from them again. Check them and mark them off the list. Oh, value that stacks up. Let's see. So value is needed from the person that makes over $300,000 a month on YouTube alone by exploiting and oversharing her children. She's worried about value. The same woman who spends 40 grand a month on junk, and you're worried about value. So by the way, a lot of their TikToks, I don't know, they're very tailored. There's really not a whole lot to see besides what kind of crap she's making, and that's obviously just my opinion. But the comments are somewhat interesting. People on TikTok are constantly asking for house tours. Here's another person. Good morning. What time is bedtime for everyone? Just curious. People are very invasive over there, and I feel like because she has given out so much info, people have just continued to push that boundary where they feel comfortable enough asking to meet them in real life, or asking what time kids are going to bed, or request all these house tours that people are constantly asking for house tours from Alicia all the time. I see it all the time. Someone's over here asking, do you still buy diapers and pull-ups? Like, ew, you people are so weird. So much unhealthy junk. Why? What do you have to say about your use of excessive plastics? Now, Alicia's not going to answer that, but she will respond to someone saying, oh, you hit 5 million. Smiley emojis. So either way, they're not going to change. Alicia's not going to change her content. I'm going to continue to talk about it because I like to see people who can actually have some self-awareness and use their platform for good. And I said before, she could still do a lot of this grocery shopping haul and all of this kind of stuff without exploiting and oversharing these kids. And that's where I'm going to stand on it. If the content is the same, that's where I'm going to continue to stand on this topic. Grocery hauls, cooking, organization, even back to school supplies and stuff. I am here for that type of content because I think that it can be really useful to other parents, and some people might just be really curious of what someone else buys at the grocery store. I get that part of it. But my problem for the longest time has been the excessive oversharing, the excessive telling people, oh, this is our beach house. We just got here today. We're here for a week. And then people figure out where it is, and you have fans showing up at your front door because you were not, you didn't care enough to protect the location that you and your children are staying at, because you don't care, because you laugh at the fact that your address is all over Google. She thinks it's funny. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is, and this might get me in a little bit of hot water, but I don't really care. A lot of y'all were talking about her kids' behavior in the store when she was doing the back to school clothes shopping. Just kids all over the place, you know, kind of not listening, acting kind of wild and stuff. And people always hate when I like comment on stuff like this. You're not a mom. And I'm not shaming her. Let's get something really straight. I think that she could really, if she is going to do these types of videos, by having control over her kids in public, I think it would really speak to her role as a parent and how much of a, you know, kind of good relationship she has with all of her kids, that they are wanting to listen to her and not wanting to act out and be rude when they're out in stores by misbehaving, running all over the place, demanding items, tossing stuff in the cart without asking. You know, I just think that that would speak to her, the rules of the house. And that's just kind of my stance looking at it from the sidelines. I know that a lot of you guys kind of looked at that video and said, holy shit, and I understand why. But I just don't think she cares. I don't think the woman cares. And that's my opinion. I don't think that she's going to care. As long as she's getting views and making money, she's not going to care about anything else, because all that she cares about is the views and the money, because the views and the money supports her, what I think is a very unhealthy shopping habit. And why would she change if she's able to fund her really bad shopping habits by making this type of content? No, she's just going to continue on the same path that she's on. So either way, you know, I know that a lot of y'all have issues with the processed foods and all of that kind of stuff. I do think it's really excessive, but I also think of the waste part of it, where, you know, if you're going to buy that much for content, because we've figured out now that it's just for content, it's not really that they're going to use all of that, it's that it needs to be for the video. Oh, look at this crazy haul, because it gets more clicks and views. But I do think that once in a while, dropping off some unopened food to a local shelter would help remediate the situation where a lot of this negative feedback is coming in because there's so much waste. And we're not even talking about all the plastics that she wastes. That's a whole nother conversation. But either way, I think I've ranted for long enough. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.